Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grimreaper coming at you for another video for Raid Shadows. Hopefully you're doing well, hopefully you're looking after yourselves, and hopefully having a great start to the week. We are on Husker's account, who is a cluster member cluster mate, I suppose, is the correct phrase. We're on his account today to do a mythical champion showcase. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I'm going to drop all the timestamps down below for all the juicy content. We'll be taking this champion into all the good areas of where this champion is going to be good and try and see the full value. A big shout out to Husker. Thank you so much, buddy, for allowing me to use your account for today's content and sharing this with everyone. So we're going to have a look at the build at the end, but basically we want to try and take it out. So we're going to look at Bloodcrest. Now, I could sit here and make all the jokes in the world, and trust me, I had a few lined up, but it is against terms and conditions on YouTube and can get my video dismonetized if I do it within like the first 5 minutes or so. So let's get 5 minutes of clean content through, and then maybe we'll make some jokes down below. And then I want you guys to try to draw and drop some jokes down below as well for this guy and what you guys personally think about him. Do you also own him, and do you use him anywhere that we've done differently from today's video? I'm really curious to see of what you guys think. Obviously, this guy was nerfed quite hard, and there's not a lot of content on him. So let's take a look and let's try to see the positives of where he is. Now, he's defense base in first and second form, I believe, which is not bad. You know, good survivability as a nuker, good base stats across the board. Probably not going to go through his whole kit. We'll just look at the juicy bits and bobs that's going on. So obviously he has decreased speed on E1, pretty useful. He has attacks all enemies, provoke as well, with inkillable and a counter attack, which is pretty juicy as well. And then he fully restores all max HPs, then puts a increased defense and a revive on death on all allies as well, which is very, very good. Revive on death. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, by the way, so it's super good. This is actually good for Sand Devil, so that's something we could possibly use him in the future, which we're not going to do today. But the fully restored is actually super nice because Life Harvest is quite strong when we're talking about live arena content, which we won't be taking him in live arena today because we don't have that time. I don't want to drag this video too long as well, but he does do that, and it's very rare. I think there's only another Mythical and Marishka that has this ability, and obviously you have the Kurin set as well, or you break the Hydra heads DK for it back. Also has a reflection of 50% on this champion back to the attacker as well. If the attacker is a boss, it reflects 100% damage, which is super nice, and then he's got a nice heal as well. So first of all, a bit underwhelming for a mythical, if we're being honest. Definitely a P versus E side, which is definitely built towards Hydra. So let's take a look at the big version, right? The big juicy version of the hen. I was gonna say hen for a reason. So anyway, we attack one enemy and then places extra attack on all enemies under decreased defense, which is super cruel. So you could try and team them up with that. We'll attack all enemies before attacking, places a 50% increased defense for damage increased by 10 for each decreased defense he lands, which is pretty nice. Also steals 20% of the turn meter from each enemy, so we can rotate quite quickly. This is on 3-turn cooldown. Obviously you can book it as well to get some extra damage and ignore some accuracy, resistance, so it brings your accuracy levels down as well. And then here, attack all enemies, damage increases by 15 for each buff on each ally, decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by 2. This is also on a 4-turn cooldown as well. Kind of wish this was on a 3-turn cooldown. If I'm honest, it's a bit long for mythical, so he's susceptible to lockout. If he flips forms and a lockout gets hold of him, that could be a problem. Anyway, enemies under decreased defense buff, debuff, cannot be placed as stun, sleep, fear. So he's basically immune if they're under defense down buff from where I'm reading that from. Decreases the cooldown of the A2. Yes, the A2. If the enemy is under decreased defense, is killed by that skill. Nice. Also resets the cooldown of the A3 as well if the enemy is under decreased defense and is killed by the skill. So we can definitely do some get through his abilities quickly. I still want this on a 3-turn cooldown if I'm honest. The other section from this as well, kind of wish this would put like increased defense on him, so he can self buff himself as well, which would definitely like the things that I think could be pretty juicy. Anyway, let's take the cock into a damage test and do a damage test with the big cock. Okay, so we are going to do a damage test. We're going to mainly do this on the second form. I'm not so interested in the first form because it doesn't really do much. We can look at this maybe for Hydra, but let's do a damage test in second form because I'm kind of curious always with the multipliers on everything as well. So let's have a look. Put the defense down on weaken. We're on Dragon 25. We'll put out the increased defense because he doesn't put increased. He does put increased defense on himself, but once you take the flip, you kind of lose ability there already. Let's try the A3 first. Let's have a look at this. So 180 there. Honestly, that's not too shabby. 180 is pretty good, I feel. To be fair. Let's just speed this up. And then we have a look at the A1, and then we go and we'll reset to do the A2. So this one attacks one enemy, or it does AoE afterwards if there's under increased defense. So let's have a look. As for A1, it shouldn't hit too hard. Okay, so like 150, and then he does a second hit from that ability. Honestly, not too bad, right? For the damage side. Let's have a look on the A2. 1.2 million there. Let's have a look on the A2. Just go ahead and speed that up on the 2x there. Flip forms again. Let's see, that's when we only got increased defense for 1. And let's have a look at the A2 here. I don't know, it's pretty juicy. He's reset itself there, so you can go right back into it. He stole all her turn meter, so he gets another turn. A bit like a Armas ability, and he literally could just go straight back into it. I was 115 on that time. I didn't see what he got on the first one. Honestly, not too shabby. I kind of like the way he runs as well in second form. Anyway, let's go take him into Hydra and let's see what he can do in Hydra, right? And then we'll take him into Arena after that overall. Okay, so we're back. We don't actually have a Hydra key available, so we're not going to be able to do that for today, but maybe we'll look at this in the future for trying to do a Hydra video for the cock for him. And maybe we'll do it properly where I can build a full team and do it full justice. I figure we'll be very, very strong there for sure. So this is going to be today's team in Arena. We got Susan, obviously, can we use as like an Arbiter or Sifi, whatever you have. Ideally, Sifi. We got Necrid for like tankiness, and then we're actually bringing in Horsey because I know a lot of people have Horsey already, and he's accessible to everyone. He has the increased defense and increased accuracy, which will actually be quite useful for the A3, sorry, the A2 on a second form as well. So that's something we'll kind of look at quickly, and we'll give them a little tester. We'll do a couple of arena fights, right? We don't want to make this video too long. Obviously, we've got on a 1+1, so we'll have a little look at what we can do. So we'll come in a bit like that. Oh wait, hold on. Horsey got him before they let the cock take a turn. All right, so maybe let's look for something that's a bit more tanky. Overall, let's have a little bit more. In Harmony was there. Could have generally done that. Harmony on their own. We're quite low down in the arena right now. We can take this team on. It looks fairly average. Tanky, I suppose, is the word. It's kind of a bit sad knowing that you guys could potentially pull a mythical and it's only good for gold 5 and not for arena. So you can see there we've done a lot of damage already. Then we're going to come in with this and we've got increased accuracy. Let's slow this down for a second. I would like to say he's going to break the stone skin, but he's not. We also have the decreases the duration of all boss by 2 turns, so we could actually get rid of the stone skin on UDK there potentially. No, we didn't have enough accuracy. That is fine. We're going to protect the cock with that ability. Come back into this. I don't think we can do anything. These animations look super cool in all fairness. We'll wait for him to do that, and then we'll do the ally attack. We can see what A1 does. Not much. We did lose the increased defense though, so obviously that makes a big difference. And then we can go back rounds. I think we just kill this off with him. There we go. So super strong team. Obviously Husker has really good gear. Probably one of the best accounts in SP. We'll look for something a bit more. Let's try something a bit more. Speed team, I suppose that's the option. We will go with just a 3-man. So you want mythicals to be like super strong. You know, they're very hard to get. They're very expensive. And would I be happy if I pulled him? Probably not, to be honest. Even if you put the increased defense on his first form, it doesn't get extra turns, so that's quite annoying. And then we're gonna go back in. Okay, so like 80k against Yakul there, honestly, is not impressive because, to be honest, like it's not crazy damage. It's good damage, but it's not insane. And he needs more. He's a mythical. Let's have a look against this team. We'll bring Horsey back in here. And then we'll try this again. Taurus is quite tanky. Obviously we're gonna do some damage with Horsey as well. Might just put the Horsey's oh, he's got stone skin, so we'll just do that. Break the stone skin on Gizmak, which is pretty nice. Gizmak's gonna take a turn. You can put an Killerball up, which is what we're gonna do actually now. Just try and show some utility. The Killerball is only for 1 turn actually. It's quite weak. It does hit, but it didn't hit like crazy hard. So why is it quite weak, the Killable then? Well, in all fairness, the Orc, she does Killable for 3 turns. So it doesn't make sense why he's only a turn 2 or 1. Try Armad, see if we can one-shot Armads. We should be able to be honest. I'm actually going to use in Yumiko in here. Just so we can get a lockout. I suppose this would be more of a platinum team push. These 3 anyway, not the cock, but everything else would be. So you can see there, not much. You should be like when you're mythical, you gotta be one-shotting these. Not the most tankiest champions as well, to be honest. If I'm honest about him, I think he's definitely more of a P versus E champion. One of them ones. This one is fully awakened as well. Obviously, we'll wait for Duchess to do a thing. I didn't notice actually. Duchess is weak affinity. So, but he is going through his rotations quite fairly okay. Also, weak affinity against Monkey. I would like to see him like break Stone Skin. I think that could be a cool ability as well. I'm sure Husker would like to see him break Stone Skin as well. So we do that. Go do the A3 because it puts a draw occasion on, which doesn't work. Do the resets, go again. Come in with the allied attack. You'll see it's very slow against weak affinity. Weak hit there, that's fine. But again, no damage on UDK, which is crazy. I faced him a few times in low arena and he's not really worried me. Even when people use him against Sigford, doesn't really worry me too much. He does what any legendary nuker could do. I think we'll make this the last one because this is dragging on. Maybe we'll do one more afterwards. There we are. There's the kill. And you can see like these are the average players. Like these are not platinum tier players, right? Husker's gear is insane, and if he can't make this work, then I don't know what could. In all fairness, like we'll take this one on quickly. We'll take some increased defense back in as well. So we'll see what we can do. Ideally, we take the increased accuracy so we can make this work as well. And the pony does this well. I suppose the pony and cock might go nicely together. Sorry, I couldn't resist to say that. Flip forms, we got increased defense up. I mean, it would be impressive if we didn't take half the team down already. Anyway, let's go and see the horsey build. Not the horsey build. Let's go see the cockers build and see how juicy it is. Okay, so here we go. We've got the cock on the screen. Here we go. I'll be honest, he looks super cool, but not crazy at all. So his defense is coming in at 6,222 speed, 308 critical damage, and then 330 accuracy. You go to his second form, his critical damage comes up a little bit, but nothing else really changes. So you can see there we've got some really impressive gear. Yes, it's instinct overall, but honestly, the stats are so good, and he's got Christian Rem as well. It's like, you know, I'm surprised it's a champion where it's even worthy of this, if I'm honest. These are the pieces that you can use. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Instinct. Obviously, you want to go Savage and Stone Skin if you are going to build them out for live arena. These are the masteries that he's got as well. The masteries, there's some key ones here. These are slightly for more P versus P masteries. You could do stuff like Shield Breaker, which would be a little bit better. So let me go ahead and just get you some better masteries, which would be what I'd recommend for this build, if I'm being honest. Let's have a look. Here we are. So let me go ahead and move myself out. For masteries for arena, I would go like this. So these are good masteries, by the way, for Hydra. So if you're wanting for more for Hydra, that can definitely work. I would probably go something like this. This is what I tend to do. I go for this because of Armads, because a lot of people use Armads in arena. Husker probably doesn't. And then I probably would go down like this as well for the A1. You could potentially take Deterrence instead of Retribution if you wanted, but I like just to take that. It's perfectly fine. It's AoE, which might be quite useful overall. So they're the masteries I probably would recommend. For a blessing, for me, well, 6-star have to be Poly, still quite strong in with the sets in the game. And after that, you could possibly go Live Harvest, which would be pretty strong. You could also go Fall of Wrath, and might be making more tanky, or even Harvest Cast, which is quite juicy as well. So any of them 4 blessings, I think it's more of a what you kind of fancy, or more of a questionable, more of whatever champions you're using. So if you've got more buffs, you want to go Harvest Cast. It's really dependent on what you're using. Same as masteries, really, and that's what blessings are good about them. Anyway, hopefully this really helps you guys. What is my ranking for Bloodcrest? He's like an average legendary, if I'm honest. I think that is my personal feeling about him. This guy definitely needs a big buff, like the rest of them that's been buffed. It's a shame not to see him buffed, but I'm pretty sure at some point in the future we'll see a buff for him, like they are buffing like Mesmal, etc. overall. Anyway, thank you for watching until the end. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And a big thank you for Husker for letting me to borrow his cock. And yeah, I think that's it from me. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.